I love these cars. After a year of shooting meet coverage, it made me wonder how the community became so devoted to the platform. Why is there enough builds to fill meets every weekend with just the H badge? All of my coverage has led to this event. This is the Invitational Super Meet. Look at this post right here. Top 100 builders only. Let's see who came out. It doesn't take long to figure out there is a lot of talented builders here. So I asked them why they chose to build their car.
Dedicated to my homie Omar, D-Boy. He had passed away and that was the color he had. So I built it. Technically for him, he wanted to go K, so I went K. And the color was the same color as his car. And the brand representing our lifestyle. And that's all we do.
This is one of my good friend Monstro's car. He's always updating it. He plans to take it to the track soon. This is just a stunning car, and I am so excited to bring you guys the coverage from this show. Here's a little overview of what it looked like inside, and I'm gonna be having some interviews scattered throughout this video because I thought it would be interesting to see why these guys built these cars rather than just me talking about them. But this car right here, also at the Toyo booth, the yellow Recaros, beautiful, matching the intake and the valve cover. Good looking hatch right there. Had to show the motor a couple times. Here is the EDM DC2. The black paint looked immaculate on it. I love the Sprint Heart wheels. The white on black looks good. The red back seat with the front red Recaros matching. Beautiful spoon calipers, of course. A lot of spoon bits in the engine bay. Super clean underneath. Clean enough to eat off of. The EDM DC2. Beautiful car. Here's Vang's car. This car has a unique story because he bought it back in 2009, sold it in 2014, and got it back. How does that work if you're the second owner and then you buy it back again? I would say he's probably still the second owner in a way. And he restored it in 2020. Got it painted. It's an SI. That is one of my favorite EG hatches right there. It was really cool getting to hear the story of how he got the car back and restored it to its former glory. This drag car was so clean. It's not common that I see drag cars that are looking just so immaculate. And I was talking to the owner and he's like, yeah, I do my best to keep it clean. And he said he was making close to 1,000 horsepower at this point, and he will be heading to the track again soon. Super neat seeing that car out there. Another good looking drag car with a sheepy intercooler. It's kind of neat seeing these cars with these drag cars that are just so clean. And here's an interview with Justin EG, another one of my favorite EG hatches.
When I first started getting into Hondas, I always liked the EG chassis. I had a 94 EJ1 back then. And then I ended up getting a 93 EG. And then after my FA5, I said, it was either going to be an EG or an EM1, and it had to be an SI, so I went with an EG SI.
That's sick, dude. It's kind of used in the making in a way, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can say that. I mean, my first car was a 91 CRX, but I don't know, EGs have always been like a thing for me, you know?
He had just recently got his engine bay painted. These guys are always updating their cars. This is a beautiful hatch. I love this car. Thank you, Justin, for the interview on that. This car is something that he's been wanting to build for a long time. Like you said, he wanted to get an SI, either an EM1 or the EG SI, and he decided on the hatch, and it just came out to be just a beautiful build. The J-Swap Coupe right here is so cool. It's a right-hand drive. The fact that they went J-Swap, something different. I love the blue Recaros in there. Also the blue matching Evo Regamasters with the spoon calipers, and the sparkly blue paint on the engine bay just sets it off, in my opinion. It's a really good looking car. This is Alex's DC2. I don't know what award he won, but I know he won an award for this car. This car he had just recently painted. He's restored this car. The engine bay is immaculate. The camera doesn't do it justice. It is completely restored, beautiful. A lot of tucked lines on the engine bay. Very good looking car. This red DC2 was really nice to look at. Basically black on all the accents on the engine bay. That was really nice to see. This is Roger's car, and if you haven't seen Roger's videos on Hoonigan, you gotta check him out. He has a this versus that video and just full coverage on his car. This car has a supercharger, obviously, and the custom built shaft to power the supercharger is super cool. He's done a lot with this car. He won actually on the this versus that drag racing episode. Super cool. I don't know if that's an endless mode parfum collaboration on the calipers, but just a beautiful car. I mean, the thing's done perfectly. I'm gonna link Roger's videos down below. Mike, the owner of the tank, said he actually watches this channel, which I was super honored by. And here's his interview right here.
So pretty much my best friend Eddie Ham back in the day, he had that gold EG.
Okay.
He painted it the Imola orange. So like he was kind of the guy that kind of inspired me to build the EG. Before that, my first Honda was actually like an EK Hash.
Okay.
I bought it brand new from the dealership, 1997.
No
bro.
way, brand new.
Yeah, so that was like my baby for a while. But when you flip through all the old school like option magazines and all that, the EG was always like the king, you know, like
Right.
that was the king of the Hondas. You know?
That's the platform.
So like, I remember like my first day going to Cypress College. It was in my local college, by my house.
Okay.
And this guy was there, like it was a black EG, and it had the spoon wheels on it. And he had a full cage in this car, and it was just like, dude, I just saw that car and was like, dude, this is just the epic build ever, you know? And this was like back in the early 90s.
Oh wow.
This dude had his car like fully decked out, and I was like, man, this is the way to build a car, you know?
Okay.
So I had my EK for a little while, but then I sold that car. Then I wanted just to get a building EG now, you know? So I kind of just got this car. I bought it for one of my coworkers. It was like a bone stock red EG from one of my coworkers.
That's cool.
And then kind of just 22 years later, man, this is what this car looks like now, bro.
You've had it 22 years.
I've had it for 22 years, bro. Yeah, so it's gone through a lot of different changes.
Yeah.
3 different turbo kits.
Wow.
Yeah, so now it's back to NA again. So it's my baby, man. You know,
That's
it's the
cool.
car I want to hand out to my son one day as well. You know?
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of sentimental value too, because one of my best friends, John, he used to work on the car. He passed away.
Okay.
And I just had like so many of like probably like legends in the Honda scene that had their hand on my car one way or another. You know, whether just doing certain things on my car. So the car just has a lot of sentimental value at this point in my life. You know, just can't let it go, man. You know.
Super cool hearing the reason for sentimental value on this car, because it oftentimes takes a team to put these cars together. Not one man is just a master at everything that a car needs to make it fully restored, fully a show car. And the fact that he put the CX sticker on the back, I love that, keeping something original to the car, because most everything has been changed. Super awesome car. I was psyched. Mike gave me an interview. And here is K. Rari with the 4-door Ferio sedan. Beautiful car. Beautiful roll cage. I love the K-swap. The hammer tone on the valve cover is awesome. The Gretty exhaust. Amazing looking car. And I don't see enough sedans out here, so that was just really cool to see his out here. This NSX was very tastefully done, has some red and blue accents on the wheels, the calipers, and the seats. Black, in my opinion, looks good on any car. It's probably one of the best colors, and it was really nice seeing that one out there. I got to cover the EJ Coupe. I believe it was an EJ1. Very nice looking car. I like the suede steering wheel. Thing is kind of fancy with the white valve cover, carbon fiber intake, another black car. Beautiful looking car. I love coupes, and seeing this one out there wasn't too many coupes, so I had to shoot them when I could. Always a treat seeing Armando's XSI Integra out here, and he was kind enough to give me an interview. This car is just amazing.
So I came across it from my buddy in North Carolina, and I just had to have it. You know, it was one of those cars at the time back in 2001. Sold a couple other Hondas to get this one, and then just started doing things to it. Stereo system, engine work, suspension, and wheels, different sets of wheels. I wanted to sell it a couple times because, you know, just one of those things you kind of outgrow, but then I started realizing that they don't make that many of these, you know, or they didn't make that many of them. It's kind of unique. But one of the biggest things I like about the car the most is that the paint's original. It's never been painted before. It only has 85,000 miles on it. The kilometers about 135, 137. Okay. So, but I don't drive it every day. It stays in the garage.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's got nitrous on it, a stereo system. AC does work when it's charged.
Heck yeah.
Power steering's there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those things, kind of a unique car.
Love the in and out antenna topper. An original paint car. What more do you want? It's beautiful. I love how the magazine shooter made him go through the drive-thru with his right-hand drive car. That's kind of funny and it's just awesome to me. It's a cool shot. So I had to show that in the magazine. He's been in a couple magazines. Check out the white hatch right here. Just an amazing looking car. Very clean. It's like, it's one of those things, it's just overloaded, this show. There's so many clean cars. I mean, it's the top. This is the best right here. Rico was out there. Ayo Rico. If you guys don't follow his channel, I've been following his channel for a while. I love how he interacts with people at the shows. Super nice guy. I got to talk to him for the first time, and he recently did a video covering some cars in Puerto Rico, so I'm going to link his channel down below as well. Super cool guy. Loved the anodized blue aluminum piece on the front of that engine bay there. ARC intakes look so cool. To me personally, if I could pick anything, to me, I love the ARC box. Matching blue roll cage on that S2000 as well. Super nice looking red Integra. Some spoon calipers. Looks like Mugen wheels there. I really liked the aluminum wing on the back of it. Very unique. And I'm not sure if those red buttons are for nitrous oxide, but they looked awesome nonetheless. If I didn't get your car and you're watching this, by the way, I apologize. I think I can get about 5 or 6 cars per hour, so I should have at least 30, maybe 40 cars in this video. Mike decided to give me an interview right here, and this is one of my favorite vehicles. Let's go ahead and listen.
Why did you decide to build this car?
After I graduated in '97, it came out in '99, and I always wanted one, but I could never afford one.
Yeah.
So now that I'm in my 40s,
Yeah.
I just decided I wanted to get one. It's always been in me to have the SI, the blue one.
Yeah, okay.
And then, now that I can afford to have it, so I bought one and just started going from there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite builds, by the way. Like,
It really is one of my favorite builds. If I could choose a car to take my girl to the movies or to dinner in, it would probably be this car. Not that you could go wrong with any of the cars out here, but this one just oozes style. There's the blue theme everywhere. The blue Recaros, blue calipers, anodized blue valve cover. It's just amazing. I mean, it could have red Recaro seats or black Recaro seats, it'd still be an amazing vehicle, but the fact that he went out and searched for blue Recaros, and it just really shows how much he wanted this car since high school. Matt, the president of SoCal EM1, was also willing to tell me the story of why he started SoCal EM1, and I am so excited to share this interview with you guys.
My name is Matt Clark. I'm the founder and president of the SoCal EM1 crew. You had asked me how this whole thing came about, so when I had my first EM1 in 06, there wasn't social media, so we would look up to the internet forums on Honda Tech or NWP for Life. And on Honda Tech, there is a crew called the EM1 crew, which is dedicated to the 99 2000 Civic Si. And I used to look up to all these crazy builds around the country, and that would inspire me to build the passion I have for my car. And now, flash forward 20 years later, I'm on my third EM1, and there wasn't like a modern day crew, there wasn't a modern day forum like that on social media. So I have a close group of friends that we all kind of shared the same passion. This was all our first dream car when we were in high school, and decided to make the SoCal EM1 crew. So it's basically a hail to the original crew on the forums, and kind of brought it to life on Instagram. And what's kind of cool is if you look at the sticker, it's actually from the original founder of the EM1 crew. And I collaborated with the original founder to be able to make our SoCal EM1 crew. So the thing about us is that it's family first. It's really about our close group of friends first. Cars come second. But we just really wanted to inspire the next generation of Honda builders out there. So this is kind of our expression of the car that we love the most, the 99 2000 Civic Si. So
I loved hearing the heritage behind the SoCal EM1 crew, and I can definitely attest to the fact that it is family first. I always see these guys on Instagram helping each other with their builds, And I know that Albert, aka Pinky 2, helped 22 Years Late Randy paint his engine bay. So these guys are always helping each other out. They just keep growing stronger as a family because they all bring a unique skill set to the crew. And these guys are just so committed to these vehicles. Super awesome to see. This was an amazing looking S2000. I was really excited to see it out there. This EM1 was just amazing. I mean, looking at that turbo setup, this car looked like a beast. Talked to the owner, really nice guy. Was excited to see this one out there because it looks like it makes a ton of power. Very extreme builds. The Gato intake manifold. This was an amazing looking EM1 build. And an all carbon fiber dash, like, are you kidding me? This thing just goes to the nines. Amazing looking car. The fitment looks so cool on it. Super awesome red NSX right in front of the Toyo truck right here. Lots of carbon fiber. It's supercharged. Carbon fiber rearview mirrors. Tons of goodies everywhere. Volk wheels. Looks like Brembo brakes. I'm a big fan of the drilled Brembo brake discs. Just saying that. I think it looks really cool. Huge wide back tires on the back of that car. Supercharged K-Series on this hatch. Super awesome to see some supercharged stuff. I loved the interior on the door panels there. I'm not sure what material that is, but it looked really cool. Like a blue striped material. I've seen this one at Weenie Fest. Just an amazing looking car. I feel like you can get gray wrong on cars so many times, and the gray on this car looks really good. KGD DC2. I was looking for him. I didn't see him out there to talk to me about his car, but just an amazing looking car. I just feel like the wheels set the color off and all the carbon fiber bits. There's Vang right there walking around. One of my favorite hatches. It was nice getting to hear the story about that car. And if you don't know what it looks like to have 100 cars in one place, I actually knew how many cars there was. People always ask me how many cars there were, and I know this one is actually 100. Shot this one at the Doghouse meet, I believe. Endless brakes. Beautiful car. I just love the individual throttle bodies on this one. The burnt tips just look amazing. NSXs always look good in white, in my opinion. We have the Stop Tech calipers. All of the black and white accents, very consistent theme, but with the blue wheels, it really sets it off for me. This is one of the newer ones, it looks like, with the non-pop-up headlights, but to me, just a white NSX, it's hard to beat, and it's probably just one of the best supercars ever made, in my opinion, you know, with the aluminum body and everything. Love the diffuser on the bottom. Such a cool car. I mean, it'd be amazing just to drive one of these cars. They're a legendary vehicle, legendary supercar. And here we have another good looking red hatch with some spoon calipers. And I'm definitely a fan of the bronze wheels. I like the red hat for the accent in there. That's nice. Some carbon fiber rearview mirrors. Really good looking car. Here's the Doghouse spoon hatch, and this car is it's been done so well. It's been spoon certified, as you can see there. I know that he has said that the windows were removed for the paint job, so it got one of those really nice restoration paint jobs. Super nice car. I believe he won an award. I think it was second place. Really amazing car. Really cool seeing this one with the Weber carburetors. I believe that is what you call a third gen hatch. I love seeing these. My dad loves these. This was the first car that he and my mom bought off the lot. Was one of these cars. It wasn't an SI. Super cool seeing one of these. The Sprint Heart racing wheels. Super cool. Beautiful car. I love seeing that one out there. Only one that I saw out there. And again, only one I believe that I saw was this RSX. There might have been another one. I could have missed it. Again, I missed a few of these cars, I'm sure. I probably missed over half, but this was an amazing looking RSX. White wheels, white paint, super cool theme going on there. White paint, white wheels with the yellow Brembos look super amazing on this RSX. representing the DC5, which personally I think is an underrated chassis. Here's Albert's Pinky 2 EM1. That is a real spoon valve cover right there. Mode Parfum front bumper cover. Beautiful car. Of course, spoon calipers. He's always updating this thing. I love his interior. The red accent on the door panels always gets me. And this car does have air conditioning, so props for that. And here is Daryl EM1.
Okay, so I'm Daryl Perez, and I'm owning a 99 Honda Civic Si. I own this one for like almost 4 years now, and bought this car stock in Bakersfield.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, little by little, I tried to like purchasing the parts and all that. After 4 years of owning it, you know, I got inspired of buying this because of my older brother.
Oh, okay.
He used to have a same color, same model back in 2000. So I saw old pictures and I was like, you know, maybe one day I can have my own, you know. So yeah, finally, it's it
cool.
after 4 years of searching.
I love hearing that he just deliberately bought this car because his brother had the same exact model, same color. It's a beautiful car, came from my hometown. Really cool getting to hear about that one. Here's Randy's 22 years late car. Love seeing this car out here. To me, it's just one of the most understated vehicles. It is classy, if I could say that word. It is a classy car. You really have to look to see what has been modified. Again, Albert just helped him paint the engine bay on this one, so just a beautiful car. Here's Mono 2.6 car. I really liked the header on this car. I've been following this one on Instagram for a while, but haven't seen it in person yet. So seeing the theme work out with the blue calipers, wheels. I love seeing the 76 antenna topper. I love antenna toppers. I always thought the Jack in the Box antenna topper was so cool when I was a kid, so really cool seeing that. Here's the one parked right next to him. Looks like the same header I show here in a second. Good looking car, AP Racing calipers, like my friend Monstro's car. Got some Volk wheels, looks like a bronze valve cover. There's that header. Super cool looking car. Got some red accents on the door panels and matching seat belts. Very good looking car. I loved this gold hatch right here. Definitely had a sense of humor with the NA is okay sticker. That was awesome. Polished valve cover. Lots of polished bits on there with the gold paint. The vents on the fenders. This car was done up really nice. Liked seeing it out there. Nice, clean interior. We have a case swap on this hatch, and to me the highlight of this hatch was just the color. The camera really doesn't do it justice. I loved the paint on this car. I'm a big fan of just good looking paint. This car had nice paint, nice color. Loved that car. This 8th gen was the only 8th gen that I saw out there. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's more, but this 8th gen was the only one I saw, and man, it was nice. I don't know if that's a conversion on the front end or if that's original, but got some Advan wheels. Very good looking car, good looking paint on it. I'm a big fan of the 8th gens. That was the car when I was in high school. That was the new SI, and I always wanted one. I did get to have one. That's a whole nother story, but beautiful car. Love the taillights, everything, the conversion. Beautiful car. Or maybe it's not a conversion. I feel like I learned a lot hearing the interviews of why these guys built these cars. A lot of it is because of family and friends that have helped collaborate, make these builds a reality. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice